today's touch of Siberia, the sport of bobsleigh isn't normally something you'd associate with Britain. But did you know that it was invented by British tourists in Switzerland more than a century ago? It is not a sport we've dominated since then, but that might be about to change because a team of 3 pupils from St James's School in Ashford in Surrey finished in 4th place in the British Bobsleigh Championships in Austria over the weekend. Well, I'm delighted to say they join me now, along with their teacher, whose idea it was to take part in the championships. Introducing Nick Chepo-Delecco, Ash Gentazari, Jordan Sermon and their teacher, Ben Wazzle, head of PE at St James's School. Ben, where did you get the idea from to get this team together?
Well, the idea actually came from a family function with my uncle, Mark Carter, who's a director on the board at British Bobsleigh. We were talking about some of the things the boys at school are getting up to and some of the adventures they're going on. And he suggested, well, have you tried bobsleigh yet? Obviously, the answer was no. And with his help and some fabulous generosity from the governors and from the Friends of St James, we made it happen. OK, Jordan, so when Ben comes along one school day, you've just finished rugby or football, and he goes, how do you fancy a bit of bobsleighing? Why did you go, yeah, why not?
Well, it's a huge pleasure to be able to do something like that, and it's just a massive experience as well, because it's not normal, obviously, and yeah, just for the experience, really. And
Ash, when you first, where did you first do it?
Where did we first do it? Well, it was first done actually in Eagles, so they've only had a week's experience before the championships.
Well, we'll get on to that in a minute. When you first got in, what's the vehicle called? The sleigh?
Bobsleigh.
The bobsleigh. Yeah. What was that like for you?
Yeah, it was mental. It was just really fun, really excited. I remember we were just chatting a lot beforehand, just extremely excited to go down. We were nervous, but just more excited.
And Nick, when you finished that first run, did you know at that stage that this is something you could do and do together?
I mean, the first time you do it, you're quite nervous before you start. But then as soon as it's over, it's just like elation, like the adrenaline's still running through you because you're going ridiculously fast down this.
And how does it compare to other winter sports and other high adrenaline sports?
It's definitely up there. I mean, number one, who gets to try bobsleighing? And I think that's initially why we all went for it.
Is it scarier than some of the other sports you tried?
I've been on quite a few roller coasters, so I mean, beforehand you do get nervous.
So roller coasters is good training. Ben, so you did this training for a week. They then entered this championship, ambitious. Did you ever know at that stage that they'd be placed in that final?
Well, we were very, very optimistic. It started off as just a bit of a challenge for the boys, just to see if they could do it, see if they'd be up for doing it, and obviously they were. But as into the second day of the week, Mark, who was going to be the driver, realised just how serious they were about it and how professional they were and how much they wanted to find out how good they could be. So he actually arranged for the current GB2 driver to take over the driving of them, just to see how good they could be.
Wow. And Jordan, what happens next in terms of training? Because obviously, I know it's wintry out there at the moment, but Surrey's not the first place you think of when you think of training for bobsleigh.
We just continue normal training because Ash is a rugby player and me and Nick are rowers. So we just kept up our normal training regimes, probably worked a bit harder on the sprinting side of things. But yeah, we just kept it up and made sure we didn't get injured.
Nick or Ash, have either of you, both of you got Sochi in your sights? The clock's ticking now for the next Winter Olympics?
We got invited to take part in the trials in June, I think. So I don't know, we'll see how that goes, but if that goes well, potentially, you'd like to think so.
Ash, what do your family and friends think of this new potential career path?
They were just really happy for me, and they were just like, you should go for this, just go for anything you can. My mum was just telling me how proud she was constantly and saying, you know, go for this. You've been given such an amazing opportunity by the school and your head of sports, and they've supported you, so keep it going.
Right, come back when you've got the medals, Ash and Nick. Jordan,